Weekly Wheaties 2326, Bits, Threads, Twitter, Google, Float Tech. One bit to rule them all. When's the last time you had a piece of technology fail? Do you know what caused it, or did it just go out? Have you ever rubbed your feet on carpet and then shocked someone? Well, 1/1000th of that shock can essentially destroy electronic boards in computers, TVs, and more. The more an electronic piece of equipment can do, think computer or TV, the more sensitive it is to this. The larger and more basic a piece of electronic equipment is, think stove or microwave, the less sensitive it is. That's why if you have a thunderstorm with a lot of lightning, you witness and hear about others having their TVs or other major electronics go out. The short answer is, a particular and important bit on a board shorted out or went bad. No matter what someone tells you, please listen to me. There is no way to prevent this. You can, however, limit the chances of this happening. The only way to do that is to use what's known as an uninterruptible power supply, or UPS. This is essentially a big battery that is constantly recharging. You would plug your device into the UPS, and your device would run off of the battery, not the standard electricity. To be clear, this is not the same thing as what's commonly referred to as a power strip or surge protector. Some even may call them more specific to their role, a surge suppressor. They help, but generally not near what they claim to. Lightning is capable of carrying millions of volts and thousands of amps of power. It's almost impossible to protect from. Also, this is another reason you should never take apart electronic equipment if you aren't familiar with what you're doing and extremely careful, as you touching the wrong part could shock the whole board. Now consider something you can't see that happens just as often: solar flares. They are generally way less powerful, but still can damage electronics. Essentially, they are mini EMPs, and also very difficult to protect from, at least easily and inexpensively. Looking at a computer, there are three major pieces of hardware that store bits in an on or off position. These are hard drives, RAM, and CPUs. Generally speaking, a bit needs three things to keep and change the charge: a capacitor, resistor, and transistors. We don't need to get into the specifics of each, just have an idea of what's included, because if any of these are destroyed, the bit is useless. In each piece of hardware mentioned, there are millions of these too. These bits, and their position, are important for your data and computer code. All of your files are technically just stored in data arranged in millions of bits. As mentioned above, if one of those bits become destroyed, it's possible your data could be lost. If any one of thousands of particular bits becomes destroyed, the hardware may fail. This is one reason why and how computers, and specific pieces of electronics, go bad over time. Lastly, it could just simply cause a glitch in the system or app. My favorite example of this was found in a speedrunner's recording of Mario 64. Many times more often than not, the data can be moved or copied in the back end, allowing everything to stay running smoothly. On computers and phones, you may sometimes witness programs randomly crashing, with the most famous of these being the Windows blue screen of death. I'm not saying this is the case every time, but when an app or OS crashes, it is very possible one particular bit was destroyed, and simply restarting your device will rebuild the code. I hate to repeat myself from last week's newsletter, but have you restarted lately? In case you missed it, Meta's Twitter competitor Threads is live. Meta, Facebook's parent company, released their new social media service last week, Threads. It mimics Twitter so much there's even a lawsuit filed. The good and the bad of this service is that it is similar to Instagram's popular comment feed. It also steals features from Facebook. However, it is missing major features offered on those, direct messages and hashtags. The question then is if we need another social media service. Those leaving Twitter will say yes, but those already on Instagram or Facebook will probably just stay there. While it was announced Threads had over 30 million users signed up within the first 24 hours, time will tell. I'm also sure many will stay on Twitter due to privacy concerns with Meta's offerings. For one, to delete your Threads account, you must also delete your Instagram account. Will Threads take over Twitter, or will it begin to Sherlock its own apps? Not to mention the semi-announced cage match between Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. Download Threads on the App Store or Google Play. In case you missed it, Google doubles down on AI. In an update to their privacy policy, Google outlines anything and everything it stores about you and your online activity, especially when signed into your Google account or using Google products and services. In this document, they note, remember, when you share information publicly, your content may become accessible through search engines, including Google Search. Essentially, anything you are able to find through a Google search can be used by Google's AI. Let this stand as your reminder. Anything and everything you post online can and will be accessible by anyone and everyone. In a series of tweets you can't read without an account, Twitter will now limit the amount of tweets able to be read without a paid account. The Verge reports this paywall is to partially keep Google and other AI bots and tools from scraping their site. Facebook, Reddit, and many other social media sites do the same thing. Your local newspaper may even do something similar. The internet paywall and subscription fatigue is never ending. Read more at Gizmodo. Pick of the week: Float Tech conversion apps. For an unknown but limited time, much of the apps available from Float Tech in the App Store have a promo to unlock their lifetime pass for free. Don't be alarmed, this is common in the app world. This includes 6 conversion apps, only apps available on the Mac, 3 picture video editing apps, 2 workout apps, and their version of the popular Heads Up game. All of their apps on iOS and Mac have thousands of downloads with thousands of high ratings. I haven't personally tested all of them, but the ones I have are very easy to use and fairly straightforward. In any of the apps, open the settings menu and look for the promo link. Check them out on the App Store or on the web. Weekly Wheaties is a reader-supported publication. To receive new posts and support my work, consider becoming a free or paid subscriber. Links for the above-mentioned items are available at weeklywheaties.com.